Tom, are you okay?
I lost her.
Her?
She was going to be this epic, trilogy-worthy character. I was going to be the hottest writer in Hollywood. But I can't get past Act 1.
You need some writers group therapy. Hello and welcome to Writers Group Therapy.
I'm Tom.
And I'm Roshni. We're writers helping writers. Are you ready for your session? The doctors are in. And if you like what you hear, make sure you follow us on writersgrouptherapy.com. You can also subscribe at... Oh, wait, no. You would just subscribe on iTunes, wouldn't you? You can find us on Twitter at WG Therapy and on Instagram, also under the same handle. Individually,
Tom_Loveman on Twitter, Tom Loveman on Instagram.
And I'm at Moonlily Music on Instagram and at Roshni Lamino on Twitter. So today we have a very special guest with us, Bill Watson. Welcome.
Oh, thank you.
Bill, writer, producer, director, what do you call it? Creative director of Plan P Live.
Yes. Plan P Live is our theater show that we're doing now with puppets. And what we do is we screen cult classic movies and B movies, so horror, sci-fi, and I build the puppets that are the characters and the monsters in the movie, and they accompany the film and the screening. So it's kind of like a bit of a director's commentary or a cast and crew commentary rolling, giving you songs and some back and forth behind the scenes and all of the fun that was going on set, by these puppet characters.
Cool. Wow, that sounds so cool. Full disclosure, I'm working on it too. So
I was going to say, Tom, don't act like, wow, I've never heard of that.
Yeah,
I know, at least with a little more enthusiasm.
Yeah. No, it's been really fun. We did our first show at California Institute of Abnormal Arts back in June. Was that June?
Yeah, it was June 28th.
June 28th, we did Plan 9 from Outer Space with a bunch of puppets. It was really fun. We sold the place out.
Yeah, we had a great reception for that. We sold out, and people really did love it. Like the people who came, who were just cult classic movie fans, were really just excited and really just loved the whole puppet commentary, and a couple of people said they had just seen the film for the first time and had always wanted to see it. And they could see how the puppets kind of helped explain kind of the fandom and the backstory, and you really kind of connected with the material. And just, you had a lot of fun with, puppets singing their songs about their life on this film, because these movies come with like a lot of background. Like Plan 9 from Outer Space, of course, was directed by Ed Wood, who did Glitter Glenda and a number of other films. And Vampira, who was the original Elvira. She was the first late-night cult classic movie host to take on the persona of Morticia Addams and kind of make it her own. And then you also had a couple of other local LA celebrities. There's Criswell, who was a Hollywood psychic. He would give predictions.
The amazing Criswell.
Yeah, the amazing Criswell.
Yeah.
And I think last but not least, we also had Bela Lugosi, the famous the guy who made Dracula famous. So he was on it. It was his last performance posthumously. So that means he was deader than a doornail when he starred in the movie. So a lot of fun, kind of weird, quirky backgrounds to a lot of these B movies. A lot of them were friends getting together just to make films and make horror films. So.
Now, Bill, I understand you have a pretty big theater history, because I know when we first met, you were actually in the middle of a theater production. So you've done a lot of theater, right?
Yeah, I've acted in theater. I've produced some theater. I was most recently working for a theater company. We did literary theater in Los Angeles, New York, and London. And it was a lot of fun. Did it for about 2 years. And then I went to the Henson lot and saw a show called Puppet Up, which they do live on the lot a couple of times a year. And I thought, hey, I'll just take a puppeteering class. I mean, that's kind of a fun way to, fill some time. And then I decided to build a puppet, and I put it online, and some folks wanted to use it. The Pembroke brothers in their web series. So I went and puppeteered that, and was talking to Tom, and I thought, well, it would be great to build some puppets and do the entire Plan 9 from Outer Space for the 60th anniversary as a staged puppet theater, but with all plans come big budgets. So,
Yeah.
so
Flying saucer drones and that it kind of got crazy, didn't it?
it did, but it was fun. I mean, eventually, hopefully, we can do it. But we decided to scale it back to a screening with the characters kind of explaining the film, because we wanted to see if it would resonate with people, if people like the fact that these classic movies were coming to the forefront as puppet screenings. I mean, why not, right?
Mm-hmm. Do you find writing, I mean, I know it wasn't like a puppet show, so to speak, but do you find writing a show involving puppets, how is that different than just like a live theater production with people?
Well, the good thing about this show is the characters are already kind of in the film, so we can kind of use the personas they have. Hilarious enough, both characters had no lines, both of the vampire characters, Bela Lugosi and Vampira. But the funny thing is over the years, they've developed their own kind of fandom. So there's a lot of like merchandise out there with them in a romance. There's a lot of clips of Criswell, who was still famous, into the late 70s. And he had his own kind of following, as well as Ed Wood. So you kind of look at their history and kind of craft a story that splits the difference in kind of a fantasy, explaining kind of their fandom to the fans, old fans and new fans. And, it's a little bit of fan service and a lot of information just delivered in the funnest way possible, really. And I mean...
Well, it's kind of fun because, like with Vampira and Bela Lugosi, most people, they've heard of them. They may have seen something of theirs, but they don't really know them. So we've taken a little bit of creative license and gotten fun with it. So the characters have kind of their own unique personalities, the puppets, in the performance while they're watching the film. Elena Dyson, our Vampira, she did a great job. She decided that Vampira should be like a New Jersey accent, and she and Bela Lugosi have this romance of some sort that we're developing as we go.
Yeah, at Midsummer Scream, we had kind of our live performance that we had there. We had a wedding between Vampira and Bela Lugosi, who was officiated by Criswell, of course. So.
That's awesome.
And that was the big horror con in Long Beach. So, yeah. Congratulations. I assume they're on their honeymoon now.
They are.
They'll be back in time for our next performance, though, right?
Yeah, they told me, if this coffin's rocking, don't come a knocking. But so far, the thumping's come down to a low, it's kind of like a flat tire on a highway. And,
thumpa.
Yeah.
So what's next? I know for this month you're doing the double feature. What's your plans for September and beyond?
Well, with the double feature, we're doing something really great. It's another 60th anniversary film. It's Roger Corman's The Attack of the Giant Leeches, which was one of his first films. He's known as the King of the Bees, King of the Bee movies. And he has a really long history here in Hollywood of launching a lot of people's careers, including Francis Ford Coppola, Ron Howard, and Gail Ann Hurd, who's over at Legendary Pictures.
Gail Ann Hurd from like Terminator, and she's done so many things now.
Godzilla,
my brain's gone blank.
The King Kong movie. Yeah. I know there's a Detective Pikachu most recently.
Mm-hmm. I was going to ask, Roger Corman, 695 movies I looked up he did, at least, minimum. That's a pretty long list of credits.
Yeah, Roger Corman did 695 movies.
Either as actor or producer, yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Great. So where can people find tickets? Do you have a website?
Yeah, you can find tickets and information at www.planplive.com. And you can get all the information there, or you can search it on Eventbrite. We're also listed there. Or find us on Facebook, and there's a ticket link there, as well as on Instagram.
We're everywhere.
Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. All right, everybody. So you make sure you check it out. Go to the website, buy your tickets, and we'll see you there.
We wrote a never-ending chorus. Save the universe. Destroy Earth. It's the end of days, and it's on our dime to save the universe. It's your end of time. You cannot run or escape Planet 9.